Alright everyone, back again with another quick crypto market update. Last week I explained in the video that the move above the previous all-time high here I thought was distribution, and on the lower time frames you can see that a little bit clearer. But I thought that we were going to see a quick move down into this low, okay, where we'll then see a temporary move up. I got a long scalp in at the low, okay, and then I had my conditions met that told me to exit, so I closed that long scalp. And then yesterday, right before the FOMC news, I entered again. So like I was explaining in the previous episode, we need to see a retest of these bullish levels before continuing up into all-time high territory. Until these bullish levels are tested, I do not think we are ready for an all-time high and another move into all-time highs. Okay, so what I am expecting here, I think we can see a retrace down into these levels, sweeping this double bottom right here. If we can get that, and then at one of my levels here, either this one or this one, form some kind of lower time frame accumulation, a solid move up, and then reaccumulation, then right here I think we are right here I think would be the most optimal entry for a move up into 70k. If we do see this, I will long into 70k, maybe a little bit above, and then look for distribution again there on the next leg. But for now, I do not think the move that we saw yesterday set us up for a move into all-time highs. If we do move up to all-time highs from here, I don't think it'll be very strong, and I think it'll just set up for another move lower. So if we are in a strong bullish trend, ideally what you want to see is a retest of obvious bullish levels at the origin of the previous leg. So when you look at this entire leg up here, we have this bullish broken base and this bullish broken base. Ideally, in a healthy bullish trend, you would like to see these levels retested, and when you retest these levels, you want to see reaccumulation, like I pointed out right here. Because we have not retested these levels, and because we have now formed two obvious double bottoms here, that tells me that we are setting up for a move below these lows where the liquidity will reside, where that bigger players will be able to fill their orders. I think that's the most ideal scenario, and I think that's probably the healthiest scenario if we're going to see a massive move up into 70k. Now, I took a short position yesterday, a long position on the FOMC news, and I'm just going to explain that quickly. So there's a good lesson to be learned here, and that's if you see obvious accumulation, being the broken base pattern repeating inside of itself, so multiple confirmations. If you see obvious accumulation with an obvious objective right around the time that news drops, that's usually a good sign that price is going to reach into that objective. So some of my best trades have come from news events. I know a lot of people will tell you not to trade them, but if you go back and actually look at the charts, you'll see, if you look for this pattern, you'll see that the most obvious entries and some of the most optimal entries are around or just before when news is dropped. So I'm just going over this really quickly. We saw a move below this low, and this low here. Then we formed a broken base. Here's the low, here's the high, or you can even use this high that swept the low. We get an obvious break above, okay? And then yesterday, right before the news, we see the return back into that level, and then we form another broken base here. So we have a low, a double bottom, liquidity resting below those lows. We sweep them, okay? And remember, the idea is not that you're looking for manipulation. You wait for the manipulation to occur. You wait for the confirmation, and then you enter. And that's exactly what we did here. We entered right at the high, targeting the double top right around the news event, and that's exactly what we got. Okay? This is not random. There is no way you could tell me that this is random, all right? Either way, I think we're setting up for a move below these lows. I don't think we're ready for all-time highs yet. A lot of people who are long now, who were long from yesterday, okay, where are their stops going to be? Logically, where are they going to be? They're going to be below this low here, and now below this low and this low here, because that's support, remember. Now, in saying that, of course, I can be wrong. So here's my plan. If we are going to continue up to all-time highs from here, here is what I would like to see ideally. Okay, either a retest of this double top right here, where I would need to see obvious accumulation and then obvious reaccumulation, okay, being a double confirmation. So if I get to see something like that, then I will look to long into this high here and even into all-time highs. Okay, even better, I would prefer a move down into this broken base, being the obvious high that swept all of these lows here, or back into the origin of this leg. If we see a move back into here or here, and again form the double confirmation or the accumulation and then reaccumulation, then we can look to get long into all-time highs. However, I just don't think that's going to happen. I think on the higher time frames, we're setting up for an obvious move below these lows. Once we do see that, and we do see the reaccumulation, then it's probably going to be like one of the easiest trades. If you can get long around here into 70k, this will be the most optimal time for alts to move as well. Preferably we see a slow grind up here on Bitcoin after we see the reaccumulation. If we do get the reaccumulation here and Bitcoin does see that slow grind up, alts are just going to explode. So just keep an eye out for that. I don't want to be too early on trying to capture this move. I think a lot of people are going to get tricked up here. However, like I said, I could be wrong. So I've prepped for that as well. So that was my long from yesterday. I am in a quick short right now, just targeting this double bottom. I may exit if I see some lower time frame accumulation, but I'm just going to show you this trade quickly. Just to prove that the exact same pattern that I used there on the 5 minute can be also used on the 1 minute. So we see a sweep of these equal highs, one right here, liquidity resting above those equal highs. We move below the low that swept the equal highs, okay, right here, and then we form the exact same pattern again inside of itself, which is a double confirmation right here. We broke below, and that was my entry right here with my stop just above. So this is what I'm looking at. I think we moved down a little bit lower. I might try to hold on to this position until I see some obvious accumulation, but we'll see how we go. No worries, guys. Thank you. Bye.